Let me tell you what is actually killing your offer. Not the market, not the economy, not your LinkedIn following, not even your price. You are making one specific mistake, and it is so common, so deeply wired into how professionals think that most people never even see it. They just keep building offers that sound impressive, look polished, and then wonder why nobody is buying. I want you to stay with me because in the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you exactly what this mistake is, why it is so lethal, and the two-phase process that my clients, including the CPA, Director of Finance, an insurance executive, and a human resource manager, use to build offers that actually sell without quitting their jobs, without building a massive audience, and without starting from zero. But first, I need you to understand something about how professionals think about offers, because the mistake starts way before you ever write a single word. Do you remember the movie Good Will Hunting? There is this scene where Robin Williams tells Matt Damon, "You are just a kid. You don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about." And that scene works because Will Hunting is brilliant. He can recite facts, solve equations, run intellectual cycles around everyone in the room, but he has zero idea what to do with any of it. A lot of professionals are Will Hunting when it comes to building offers. They are genuinely brilliant, 15 years of experience, ACCA, CPA, FCII, MBA, master degrees. They have solved real problems for real organizations. They know things that would take most people a decade to learn. But when it comes to packaging that experience into an offer, they do exactly what Will Hunting did. They lead with how much they know. That is the mistake. Here is what I see over and over again. A finance professional decides to start consulting. They sit down and write, "I offer financial management advisory services leveraging 18 years of multinational experience in donor-founded portfolio oversight and institutional financial controls." Now, that sounds smart, and I wonder if it sounds familiar. But maybe not in finance, maybe in HR, maybe in technology, maybe in insurance, maybe in supply chain, but the structure is always the same. You are packaging your experience. You are not packaging an outcome. And here's why that is a problem. See, your buyer does not wake up at 6 a.m. thinking about your credentials. They wake up thinking about their problem, their pain, their stuck situation. And if your offer does not speak directly to that pain, they scroll right past you, even if you're the most qualified person in the room. So really the key principle is here. Buyers do not pay for experience, they pay for transformation. This is huge. So now let me be clear. This message is not a sign that you are not smart. It is actually the opposite. It is a sign that you've been trained really, really well. Think about a corporate career. For years, maybe even decades, you are evaluated on your credentials, your certifications, your technical skills, your job titles, the frameworks that you could implement, the systems that you could manage. You see, your value was measured by how much you knew. So when it comes time to create an offer, your brain does what it has always done. It reaches for the credentials. It leads with the experience. It builds a case for why you are qualified. I want to take you back to 2013. I was here in my country, Uganda, and I had the opportunity to attend a business breakfast with the late Dr. Miles Monroe, one of the most brilliant minds I have ever encountered. And he said something that morning that changed how I see professional expertise forever. He said, "Your gift was never meant to impress people. It was meant to solve a problem for people." Think about that. The mango fruit is not meant to impress you. It is meant to solve your problem of hunger. So think about that again. Your gift, your expertise, your experiences, your knowledge, it was never meant to impress. It is meant to solve. The moment you flip that switch from impressing people with what you know to solving what they cannot fix on their own, that is when your offer becomes something people will actually pay for. So the question becomes, how do you make that flip? How do you take 18 years of corporate experience and translate it into an offer that a buyer immediately understands, immediately wants, and is ready to pay for? That is the conversation we are having here. That is exactly what I want to show you. And it starts with phase one. Phase one. So inside my two-phase offer builder for busy professionals, phase one is what I call extraction. Extraction is the process of mining what is already inside of you. Your job experience, your problem-solving history, your industry knowledge, and identifying the specific sellable problems that live within all of that expertise. That is phase one. So think about, again, if I'm to give an example, think about Tony Stark for a second in the Iron Man. Before he builds the suit, before there is any Avengers, before any of that, he is trapped in a cave with scraps of metal and a box of spare parts. And what does he do? He does not wait for better resources. He looks at what he already has and he builds something extraordinary from it. See, extraction is your cave moment. You already have the raw materials right now inside your career history. There are 3 to 5 specific problems that you have solved repeatedly that other people are desperately trying to solve and failing, by the way. Problems that keep executives up at night. Problems that cost organizations money, time, and talent. So here is the extraction exercise I give my clients. I want you to sit down and I want to ask yourself 3 questions. Question number 1, what problem do people bring to me at work? Not because it is my job description, but because they know I can solve it. That's question 1. Question number 2, what took me years to figure out that my colleagues are still struggling with? Question number 3, if I left my organization tomorrow, what would fall apart because I am the only one who knows how to handle it? Think about these questions. See, those answers, that is your offer. Right there. Inside of you right now. Right there. Already inside you. Already battle tested. Already proven. You just have not extracted it yet. That's why our phase 1 is extraction. So one of my clients, a CPA, Director of Finance, 18 years of international NGO experience. When we worked through the extraction process together inside my King's Court Premium Coaching, she discovered that the problem she solved repeatedly, the one that kept non-profit leaders calling her, was not financial management in general. It was financial reporting clarity, specifically helping organizations produce donor-ready, board-ready reports without the chaos and the rework. See, that became her offer, the Financial Reporting Clarity Insight Program. Clean, specific, solves a real pain point that her market already has a name for. So she did not invent something new. She extracted what was already there, and that is the power of our phase 1. Now, extraction is necessary, but it's not sufficient because you can know exactly what problem you solve and still build an offer that confuses people, and that is where phase 2 comes in. So phase 2 is packaging, and that's where most professionals make the second part of the big mistake. They package what they do instead of packaging the destination. Let me give you an analogy. You know those old GPS systems before Google Maps? You would type in an address and it would calculate the route. But here's the thing. The GPS did not say, I'll show you roads, turns, and traffic signals. It says, in 3 hours and 40 minutes, you will arrive at your destination. That's the GPS. Now, that's the difference between a weak offer and a powerful offer. A weak offer describes the route, the tools, the modules, the lessons, the frameworks. A powerful offer names the destination, the specific transformation the client will experience when they work with you. This is huge, my friends. So, for example, feelings are not a result. Knowledge is not a result. Here's what I tell every professional I coach. Do not tell me what your client will know. Tell me what your client will be able to do thanks to working with you. Will they be able to close an insurance deal they could not close before? Will they be able to produce financial reports that used to take 3 weeks in now 3 days? Will they be able to walk into a boardroom with the kind of authority that commands a salary increment? That is your packaging. not your methodology. The destination. Look at Catherine Wahome, is the co-founder and president of the African Insurance Women Association. She holds the FCII, the highest professional qualification in insurance. When we worked through phase 2 together, we took her deep expertise and packaged it into something her market could immediately understand and desire: the Insurance Leadership Accelerator. Not an insurance training program, an accelerator. The name alone tells you where you're going. Ruth Wangui, CPA, CPHR, and Human Resource Manager, used phase 2 to package her experience into a program helping burned out corporate professionals find work that aligns to their true self. Not HR consulting, not career coaching, authentic living, which is a destination, something that you want to arrive at. So if I were to give you the packaging rule, name the destination, not the vehicle. I hope you write that down. Name the destination, not the vehicle. I want you to think about something for a moment. You have spent years, maybe decades, building expertise inside an organization. You have solved real problems. You have built real systems. You have created real results. And every single one of those years is basically an asset. But right now, it is an asset locked inside a job title. So the two phases of a builder exist to unlock that. Not so that you can quit your job tomorrow. Not so you can become an overnight influencer and start posting content every hour, but so that the skills you have spent years developing can begin working for you, not just for your employer. So here's what I know after working with professionals across East Africa and the diaspora. The gap between the professional who is stuck and the professional who has built a profitable offer outside their job is almost never talent. It is almost never experience. It is almost never credentials. It is offer construction. The ability to look at what you already know, all that real hard-won expertise, and package it in a way that the market can find it, understand it, and pay for it. This is what all my clients, the CPI talked about, Catherine Wahome talked about. All this is all they found. Look at my client, Catherine Oshako, who went from being a head of technology to creating the Comeback Code, a program helping women rise from crisis to clarity. She found it. And they all did it while keeping their careers intact. This is not theory. This is the work we do inside my King's Code Premium Coaching. And it's available to you. So let me bring this to full circle. The biggest mistake professionals make when creating offers is not about pricing. It's not about marketing. It's not about social media. It is this. They package what they already know instead of packaging what their clients need to become. So my phase 1, extract the real problem from your expertise. Phase 2, packages it into a destination your buyer is already trying to reach. And when you do both of those correctly, your offer stops being something you have to convince people to buy. It becomes something people come looking for. If you're ready to really stop building offers that sound impressive but do not sell, and you want a structured, proven process to extract and package your expertise into something that works, the link is in the description below. Join me next Tuesday evening. We'll look at what you have, walk you through the extraction, and show exactly what your offer could look like. No pressure, no pitch, just clarity. Because here's what I know. The right offer changes everything. And you already have everything you need to build it. So guess what? If you have not yet subscribed, I'm calling upon you to subscribe now. And if you found this video meaningful, why not leave a like? I will see you in the next one.